in, like I said, right now in the summertime, don't be afraid to say things like, well, do you mind if I check with you in a couple months? Or do you mind if I invite you to my business page? Because then they can see all your fun posts about Pampered Chef. They can see all your posts about new catalogs and new products and new host rewards. And so you plant the seed and then you water them every couple weeks, every couple months. So follow-ups is very important. You're going to get tons of ignored messages in this business. And so I've had some parties booked off of follow-ups just because they're like, oh crap, I didn't see your message, or, oh shoot, I didn't read this. Yeah, I'd love to do a party, whatever the case may be. So follow-ups, very important.
Love that. And I love that analogy, right? Of just, making sure that you're watering your plants. Your customers are your plants. I love my plants. So that's awesome. Plant the seed, water them, and watch them grow. I absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing, Hannah. And I actually just started recording in the hurry to get started. So if you wouldn't mind, would you pretty please post your tips in the comments when we're finished?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I kind of got the gist of them. I tried to write them down quickly. But I think everybody would really appreciate that. Those are some really great tips. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course. Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah, have a good day at work.
Bye. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm super excited for this training. I'm really glad that Hannah could give her little excerpt. Like I said, we're so proud of her for promoting on the fast track. It's so exciting to see people do that. And I don't know if some of you are still in your first 90 days, but if you are, we definitely want to help you get there if that is a goal of yours. But I'm going to challenge you guys a little bit today. So as you know, bookings are the foundation of our business, right? Why do we talk about bookings? Because if we don't have bookings, we're not in front of our customers, we're not able to build our teams, and we're not able to have parties to sustain our business. So bookings are always going to be the most important thing that you can do for your business. If you have nothing else to do that day, if you don't have any parties going on, you can always send booking messages. And it starts with good habits, right? So one thing that I challenge myself to do and that I challenge my team to do is send at least 10 booking messages per day. And this can be something that takes 5 minutes, or it can be something, that takes 30 minutes. It just depends on what kind of a time frame that you have to give. So I say start with 10. If you're feeling like, wow, that went really quickly, bump it up, do 15. Do 20, do 25, do 30, if you're feeling ambitious. And I challenge my team to do that because it's kind of like a numbers game, right? When you're asking. So for every 10 people that you ask, there's usually going to be one person that says, yes, I want to host a party with you. And so that's just, something that you want to remember when you're doing those. And sometimes it's not going to be right at 10. You might send 10 messages and you might get 10 ghosts. You might send 10 messages and the next time you might get 3 yeses. So just remembering that it is a numbers game, but sometimes it doesn't always go in order. But so I wanted to ask you guys, what is our greatest tool for getting bookings? What would you say is our greatest tool? Anybody, go ahead, shout it out.
Probably Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't argue with that. But
like, how did we do it without Facebook? That's my question.
That's very true. That's very true. Anybody else have an idea? What is our greatest tool for getting bookings? Crickets. All right, so I sometimes forget this when I'm doing my booking challenge for myself. But our greatest tool for getting bookings is truly going to be our monthly host special, you guys. Who knows what the host special is this month?
Electrics, woohoo!
Woohoo! So, if you haven't seen on Marketing Imagery yet, there's a beautiful picture with all of our lovely kitchen power tools. And so with a qualifying party of $200 or more, hosts can choose either the blender or the quick cooker at 60% off, which is amazing because those are like the most expensive items in our catalog. And then at $650, when their party hits that level, they can choose the air fryer and the skewers as well. At 60% off. So that is really exciting. Those skewers are a brand new product that is in their fall line. So really exciting stuff. And people are amped about the air fryer, right? So that's incentive for you too, to have those higher sales parties and motivate your hosts to reach that level. But I love that because I was kind of reminded about that at conference. There was a little training about it. And so we talked a little bit about the importance of utilizing this and found it really is our best tool because statistics show that 60% or more of hosts had no idea that there was even free product value. So as a Pampered Chef consultant, I think, ooh, everybody wants that little free shopping spree, but the stats show that people just really were excited about the discount. So when you're talking about the monthly host special, that is going to be your biggest incentive to get bookings. And so, yeah, they simply, book for that opportunity, which is really exciting because that's not something that comes out of our pocket. And that's something that's really special because I know a lot of companies do have to pay out of pocket for their host rewards. And we've done things too, like challenges in our team where we give away gifts and things like that. But just know that you absolutely do not have to do that if it's not, if it's not your thing. Maybe you can't afford to give away a gift yet for bookings and things like that. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys and remind you of it. If you haven't grabbed that graphic yet, head over to Marketing Imagery and grab your 60% off electrics. And then another kind of a weird way that I sometimes have gotten bookings is using the business opportunity. And so sometimes you get people that maybe are interested in the business or have questions about the business, but want to know what it takes. Maybe they want to sign up, but they can't afford a kit. And so it's really a good idea to say, well, if you can't sign up right now, what if we threw you a launch party? And I did this successfully with one of the gals on my team. We had her launch party before her actual sign up, and she used that to purchase a kit. So it's, not always the case that somebody wants to sign up and not host a party, but sometimes it is. And if you're using things like Google Forms or SurveyMonkey or something like that in your parties, that's also a really great way to kind of gauge your party guests, just to see where they're at, what they're hoping to get out of the party, if they're going to shop from the party, if they're interested in the business at all, if they're interested in booking a party. And then also talking about, these things in your parties on your VIP page. So like the host special, your business page, take the time to schedule posts, and it will keep these things in front of your customers. So how many of you, just really quick, have a VIP group?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Anybody else have a VIP group? Ooh, I hear somebody lagging a little bit. I'm gonna just mute. So if you are not on mute, if you could please mute yourself, unless you're gonna speak up, just so we can make sure there's no feedback there. But does anybody have a VIP page?
This is Patty. Yes, I do.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to ask you then, Patty, what do you think is the biggest benefit of having a VIP page?
I've received orders because my personal link is there.
Okay.
I keep all my hosts and past guests apprised of current situations, specials, and just kind of make it available if they would like to book a party. Contact me. So it's always out there and can always be in the back of their mind. Sorry I'm late. I did not oversleep. You can verify with Carrie. I was in her party.
You're fine. You're totally fine. But that's really awesome. So that was the point that I was trying to get at, right? So when you have that host special that you're posting in your VIP group, you are staying in front of your customers that maybe have told you no, that they don't want to book a party right now, and giving them the opportunity to say yes in the future. So just having that customer base that you're always in front of all the time. I call it like the Pampered Chef party that never ends, right? So if you don't have a VIP group, I think that is a very good practice, and a good habit to get into, aside from, you know, posting and doing in your parties and things like that, making your VIP group your ongoing personal Pampered Chef party. So that is, you know, kind of one of the ways that I like to continue to get bookings. I also like to do outside of parties. So we'll kind of start there. So green dotting, right? How many of you know or have heard of green dotting? Just quick show of hands if you've got your camera on. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so I was really excited when I heard this concept. I actually got it from another director, Jamie, when she was doing these trainings back when, a few months ago. And she talked about green dotting, and I was like, what in the heck is that? So when you green dot on Facebook, you are just looking for people who are active and simply sending them a quick message. Hey, I just wanted to let you know about this awesome host special that's happening. Would you be interested in a free shopping spree? Free and discounted shopping spree. Can be super quick and easy. But also keeping in mind too what Hannah said earlier, I love that, building authentic relationships with people. So simply even sending a message to somebody on Facebook and saying, hey, how's it going, blah blah blah, and starting a conversation with them can lead to those questions like, what are you up to these days, where are you working? And that is a perfect opportunity for you to talk about your Pampered Chef business and how you can help them stock their kitchen. So I think green dotting is really exciting. It also gives us that instant gratification, right? So because if they're online, you're usually going to get a response fairly quickly, or you're going to know if they read your message and you can put them down to follow up with tomorrow. Another one of Hannah's awesome tips, right? To follow up. So I really love green dotting. Again, like I said, it's that instant gratification, and it's just a really quick way to get in your 10 messages per day. Because remember, we're wanting to build those awesome habits. And then, I don't know if you guys saw, I think it was on Cooking Up Success that Janelle posted, but making a Frank's list. And so that is just going through, sitting down, and writing down the names of people in all of your different circles. So your friend circles, maybe you write down a friend and then you branch out, right? So you have your friend here, and then you kind of branch out and list their friends, acquaintances, if you will. Your coworkers, you know, if you work in maybe a bigger company, start with the people in your department, branch out and go to the next department. Kind of, you know, work acquaintances, I guess you could call them. You know, be thinking about your family and your extended family, cousins, aunts, great aunts, uncles, anybody who loves to cook, or maybe even the people that hate to cook. So I'll give you a quick example. I have an aunt and a cousin who I see regularly, and they have actually done other direct sales companies, but they will not have a Pampered Chef party for me. And I'm like, what the heck? Why not? It's so awesome. And their excuse was always, well, I don't like to cook. And that was an excuse that I was very afraid of for a long time, because I didn't really know how to respond to them, and I didn't really want to challenge them, because I love to cook and people know that about me. And so they think, well, how could this person possibly relate to me? But recently I challenged them and I said, you know what? Pampered Chef has so many tools for everybody, and you don't have to love cooking because everybody eats. We eat frozen pizzas on our pizza stone all the time. We love our pizza cutter. We love the mix and chop for ground beef, really easy tacos, right? We have the microwave pasta cooker. We have the 3 different size micro cookers. So there's a ton of things that people can use and products for everybody, right? So don't let those kinds of excuses and objections steer you away. Be sure that you're taking the time to be brave and challenging yourself. So with that, we're kind of moving into objections, and I will talk about that a little bit more before we end today. But also booking outside of parties. So aside from green dotting and making your Franks list, you can also simply just go onto Facebook and start going down the line. Start with your A's and go all the way down to your Z's, and just see who pops up. You might be surprised. You might forget, like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot I had this person on Facebook. We were friends in high school, or we were friends in college, or we were friends, just a few months ago before COVID, and I haven't seen them in forever. Maybe they want to book a party. Maybe it's somebody that you ran into or met at the grocery store. And you decided to become friends on Facebook and you forgot they existed. That happens to me all the time. So simply just, taking that time to do your 10 contacts a day and going through your Facebook list can be a really easy way to get some bookings too. And having a tracking system, I think, is important too. Whenever you're making contacts, whether you're an online person, whether you're a notebook person, I can be both. I have to write things down in order to remember them. So I will, on occasion, have a list that's handwritten, and then I'll go put it online so that I can access it from my phone and from my computer. So having a tracking system is really important also. And so my personal favorite for booking outside of parties is enlisting your mom, or maybe your daughter, or maybe your best friend, and just enlisting them to recruit their friends, send them to work with catalogs and host special printouts, and have them advocate for you and your business. I've had my mom do this. I've had some of my friends do this, and it works wonders, especially when they have those catalogs, right? People love, love, love to get those catalogs. If maybe you are a seasoned Pampered Chef consultant and you're just kind of getting on board with, hey, I really want to promote, what am I going to do with all of these old catalogs, right? Because our new catalogs are coming out this fall. I know I've gotten mine in the mail. I think pretty much everybody has. Nods, yes, no, maybe so. And if not, they will be coming for you soon, or if you still have to purchase them. But just doing like a catalog purge. So what I mean by catalog purge is I have 20 catalogs that I'm not going to use after sending out my house packets, that are just sitting in my living room. I don't need 20 old catalogs. So what I'm going to do is go through my contacts list from past parties and send them my old catalogs. Pick 20 lucky people. Maybe I'll post in my Facebook VIP group and say, who wants a catalog? I have a bunch of extra that I need to give away. Would you like one? And so in that catalog, I'll put maybe a little printout of the August host special, and send it out like right before August ends, and try to sneak in those last minute parties. So these are just some good ideas for, how to use your resources. But yes, and then another thing that I kind of touched on earlier, some people like to do the giveaways and maybe just a post to entice. So when you are trying to get bookings outside of parties, and I mean in parties too, this one goes for in parties too, having those little graphics and pieces that just engage your guests and make them curious and get them excited about the products. So what would you like in the catalog for 60% off if you could have anything? What would you like for 50% off? Because we always have those 50% off deals for our hosts. And just seeing who comments on them. Maybe somebody wants stoneware. Maybe they are looking for a new cookware set. Maybe you have somebody like me and you just want a nice little bowl with a cover on it so you can milk your goat. I have a host right now that literally booked a party because she reached out to me wanting a bowl with a cover so she can milk her goat. And she's super excited because she needs some new kitchen products. So it can really be anything. And using those kinds of posts to get excited and get your guests excited. And another one that I really love as far as games go, and I got this from my sister director, Tasha, is the dice game. So I can post this too if you guys want. This is a good one to do in your parties, and you just post like a GIF or GIF. I don't know how you guys say it. I say GIF, but it's a little die and you post that in the comments, and then kind of the rules of the game on top, and people just screenshot the die and whatever number they get, and you can give them either something little like a season's best, you can give them like a citrus peeler, toaster tongs, or there's also like their winning gift is book a party and get a free shopping spree. And so I think the ratio was like, I don't know, 3 gifts out of the 12 or the 6 numbers or something that you could get, or 12. I think it's 2 die. Like 3 out of 12, and then the other 9 are book a party. So this is a really good thing to do in your parties as well as on your VIP page, if you want to do it on your personal page as well, just to kind of entice your social following and your party guests to book a party and get them intrigued. So I do also want to touch on this really awesome training that is in Dash that I was talking about with my leader yesterday. So sometimes I think we forget that not only do we have a really, really supportive team and really awesome trainings everywhere, but we also have amazing resources in the Dash. And so there is a training, and I'm trying to remember what it is called. I did a little search before we started here. But if you search bookings in Dash, you are going to find this really awesome training that talks about overcoming objections with your guests. And so I did this training a few months back, and I was like, oh my goodness, this thing is gold. It has everything from what do you say when somebody says they're too busy? How can you respond? What do you say when they tell you that, you know, they maybe don't like to do virtual parties, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they don't like to do cooking parties if you're at a cooking party. And just all these different scenarios that could possibly happen when you are doing things like green dotting or sending messages through your Facebook A to Z, or even just messaging in parties and you're getting those objections. But just really great different scenarios. And I will find that link and I will post it for you guys in the comments with Hannah's top tips that she shared earlier. So just wanted to touch on that too quickly. And then booking in parties, I would say my best tip for booking in parties is going to be full service checkout, the 222 method, if you will. And these are documents that are available to you in Cooking Up Success. And so how many of you, shout it out, do full service checkout for every single party? Or at least try to.
Patty, I do.
Awesome.
I do, and I like to start it before Friday. I was trying to do it all on Friday or the day I close the party. My best advice is start it right away. Maybe if you get an order come through on a Tuesday, go ahead and start having that conversation with them. Then you don't feel so rushed on Friday when you have, 20 different messages coming in or who to follow up on.
That is a really good tip. And I feel like I should follow that tip because I am one who loves to rush and do everything all at once. So I'm going to try that, Brandy. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, I wish someone would have told me that a long time ago.
And, I've been told that before and I just forget or I get lazy. I think, we all have those days or those personal flaws. That is definitely one of mine. I try to cram as much as I can into like one day. So I really need to be more intentional about spreading things out to make things easier on myself. So I appreciate your input there. But
I've been very big on, I made the best 10-page paper in college when I had 2 days. So
yep.
I'm kind of weird where it's like I feel I almost do some of my best work when I'm kind of stressed and have fairly little time. Because if I'm doing all of this planning, either I feel like I'm leaving something out or I'm skipping a step or something like that. Whereas if I make a list and I just go through it, it all just kind of comes out.
Definitely. And you know what? That's the beauty of this business. You can run it however you like. And I love that you know what motivates you, right? I think that's huge. Knowing yourself in this business is going to help you go a lot farther, a lot quicker. So that's really awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. But yes, so doing the full service checkout and doing the 2+2+2 method has been really great, I know, for my personal business and for a few others on my team. So if you don't know what full service checkout is, I encourage you to go into Cooking Up Success and just search full service checkout or maybe follow-up document. And there is that in there, or you can reach out to your director and ask them to share that with you. But I'm pretty sure that most people have their own version, or we all kind of use the same one with Cooking Up Success, but you can tweak it and make it yours. And so essentially what the full service checkout is doing is it's hitting on 3 really important things. So you're hitting on customer care, you're hitting on, are you interested in the business? And you're hitting on, do you want to book a party? And I'll also add in that little half, let's see if I can make my pinky, half bonus there, VIP group. And so that's the very last thing that I will ask. Did you join my VIP group? And so what you're doing is you're just reaching out to your guests in the party. I like to text because usually you're going to have their phone number because they placed an order. And if you can't text, then I'll send a Facebook message. And if you're feeling brave, like I am sometimes, not all the time, you can do what Patty does and call them. And sometimes this is definitely beneficial because they're hearing a real person on the phone and you're being a little bit more genuine, or it at least feels like you're being more genuine rather than sending a message body of text, whether that's a text message or a Facebook message. So I'm guilty of not doing this all the time. I definitely should, because when I was doing this all the time, my business was thriving. So I encourage you to be brave and try calling your guests for full service checkout and using that document on Cooking Up Success. The other one I mentioned was the 2+2+2 method. So that's just really quickly, 2 days after their order, 2 weeks after their order, and 2 months after their order to see how they're doing, how they're liking their products, if there's anything that you can help them with. I think that 2-week one is especially important because of the 30-day money-back guarantee that Pampered Chef offers. So if you're not doing, maybe all 3, at least try to hit the 2 and the 2, because I know sometimes it can get busy. But just really great practices and habits to get into with your business, you guys. This will make all of the difference in your calendar schedule. And then
Can I add that I flex that because of shipping? I kind of watch when the party shipping goes out or when the individual's shipment goes out, and then I give them a couple days after I see that it should have arrived to double check. Because I mean, with shipping, it's not really 222 anymore.
yeah, just
I was gonna ask
basic.
that.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. I appreciate that you bringing that up because I just kind of, throw it out there. The good news is that hopefully the shipping times are going to be decreased here soon. So yay, definitely before the holidays. I'm really excited for all the new things that are to come. But yes, thank you for bringing that up. So adjusting based on the shipping schedule is very important. So I guess I would say instead of, 2 days after they order, what I should have said was 2 days after they receive their order, 2 weeks after they receive their order, and then 2 months after they receive their order. So that's essentially, the meat and potatoes behind the 2+2+2. And then
I'll add on that too. Maybe when we're doing that 2-day follow-up after they've gotten their order too, if they have any questions on, I didn't get this order or this part of my order, you can look it up and say, it's on back order, but it should be, a week behind, or check your slip. It should say when it's going to come in too, just to kind of put some ease when they get an emptier box than they thought.
definitely. That customer care piece, right? Going above and beyond for the customer. I love that. And that honestly will make a huge difference in your business and in your bookings, because people will feel like they're being taken care of and that you care about them and what they think of their products, how they feel about their experience with you. So yes, that is very important as well. Another tip I have for booking and parties is finding those comments on posts and about the specials. So we talked a little bit about, you know, really utilizing that really awesome 60% off and making sure it's in front of all of your guests and customers in your VIP group, and then also in your parties. Throw it out there on your personal page if you want to. One way that I really like to make sure that I'm seeing all of these comments, right? Because I think sometimes we get all, I don't know, this in Facebook, and there's just so much going on that it's hard to see all of those comments. And so one thing I use in my parties and in my VIP group is keyword alerts. So has anybody ever heard of keyword alerts before? Say, just shout it out, yes or no.
Yes, I use them. It's Patty.
Yes. Patty is on my team, for those of you that don't know, so she better use keyword alerts. But for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a setting. So when you are setting up your parties on Facebook in the group, you can go into your settings, and at the very bottom of the settings, there's a place for keywords. And I was just being curious one day, and I was like, what the heck happens if I type in a keyword and hit save? So I put in a bunch of keywords, and I use things like my name. So I don't know about you guys, but I get tagged in parties all the time. And not only me, but my business page. So I put in Bailey Cougar, and then I put in the name of my business page, which is Iron Range Pampered Chef. And I put in also things like host and order and party and how much and a single question mark. Things like that, just kind of like words that relate to having a party, even joining the business, or asking some kinds of questions about how to place an order or where's the party order link. You don't have to do full questions. You can simply take like important words out of a question that somebody might ask you. So taking the time to think, okay, what are some questions that I get asked a lot? Where's the order link? You know, you always have those people who have a hard time finding the link, aren't very Facebook savvy. So that's one that I put in there as well. But what this will do is when you go into your group, you will have a banner from Facebook that says keyword alerts, and it will tell you how many that you have. And you'll also get a notification. But I really like that it's a banner that comes up in your party group, because sometimes I miss those notifications. And so when I click on keyword alerts, it's going to show me a list of the comments. And it's not going to just show me a preview. It's going to show me the entire question or comment that somebody made. And if you're on a laptop or computer in general, you'll be able to click on post, and it will take you right to that post so that you can comment and respond. And then that keyword will not go away until you click keep or delete. And so what this was designed to do was alert, you know, group admins and people on Facebook of, I don't know, maybe like important things, inappropriate things, and giving you the option to let that post or question or comment stay in your group or take it out because it wasn't relevant. So that's a really awesome tool that I've used in my parties that has helped me not pass up potential hosts as well as potential recruits too. So people who want to join the business or people who just really need a question answered so that I can give excellent customer care. Any questions about keyword alerts?
Something to add on that, it maybe wouldn't be a bad idea to put like quick cooker or deluxe cooking blender in that search because of what the special is this month.
Ooh, I love it. That's really awesome. That would be a fun thing to do one day, is just like take some time to brainstorm, like what are some really great words you can put in the keyword alert search. Maybe we can do that on the page. Maybe we'll do a fun little game.
I use the word work.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep, like work from home or like work. Or one thing that I really love that gets a lot of alerts is how much. So people will ask, how much does it cost? Or how much time do you spend? Or things like that. That's a question that I feel comes up a lot in parties. But awesome. Thanks for sharing, guys. And so another thing that I love to do in my parties is make booking parties a part of your host coaching if you haven't already. So I actually have a graphic that I have shared with my team that kind of has 3 little party symbols, you know, those hats with like the confetti coming out of them. And then it just, I send it to my host and it says 3 and free. And so it's like the 3 and free deal. If you help me book 3 parties, you're going to get a free gift. And that's something, you know, that we know is coming later with Pampered Chef. Sorry, letting somebody into the group here. As a permanent host benefit in the future, which is really exciting. But I still like to use that. And if you're doing block parties too, make it a fun little challenge with all of your hosts to just, you know, who can get the most bookings, and whoever gets the most bookings from their friends and family is going to get a prize. I've had a lot of success with that in the past, and making it a fun little game. I think sometimes we're motivated by things like that. And if you're feeling generous, I give something like a brownie pan, or maybe, you know, one of those more expensive items, because you have a block party with multiple hosts. So just some ideas there. And then also I talked a little bit earlier and just mentioned like doing a survey. So something like Google Forms, something like SurveyMonkey, whatever platform that you like to use, you could simply Google like online survey. And asking some questions, finding out how people are liking the party. You know, are they interested in maybe doing a party of their own? Are they interested in the business at all? And some of them you can put pictures in and things like that. I can share my survey with you guys, what I do in my parties. I'm also looking at kind of revamping it. But you can do that in the middle of the party, or you can do what I've been doing is a virtual door prize slip. So how many of you have ever been to a cooking party, or maybe have hosted a cooking party of your own? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes, been to.
Awesome. And so did they do any games there, Patty?
No, it was Pampered Chef. It was like, I can tell you it was 15 years ago. I remember because of the slice and serve.
Love it.
Long
So
story.
a lot of the parties that I've gone to, whether it's Pampered Chef or another company, they'll do like a little giveaway or like some kind of a raffle or things like that, just for showing up to the party. Sometimes you get an extra entry when you bring a friend to the party. And so I do mine as a virtual door prize slip, and I just tag everybody and have my host tag everybody. And I say, you know, make sure that you vote for your host. And that'll get you an entry into winning a prize just because you came to the party. And then I do like a little wheel beside. And so what that does is it entices them to fill out this survey so that I can gauge my party guests to find out who's interested in what. What are you here for? Are you here to support your friend, or are you here to shop? And so I kind of give my guests that opportunity. And that's how I've got, you know, some people on my team too. They'll come right out and say, yes, I'm interested in learning more about the business opportunity. You know, yes, I'm interested in booking a party, or maybe not right now, I don't want to have a party, but in the future. And so giving them options. And so I will share that with you guys also. But are there any questions at all about anything? I know I tried to go quickly so that we could keep this a little bit on the shorter side. Does anyone have any questions for me about bookings, or maybe anything to add?
Does everyone know where to find Wheel Decide?
I can share that link too. Let me just put that in my little notes here.
Or what it looks like?
So Wheel Decide is just kind of like an online raffler. And you can search.
It's a page on Facebook.
So it's just an online raffling free thing that you can do. And if you search Wheel Decide in Google, it should pop up. But you can just enter all of the names, and there's actually the ability to paste a list if you want. And then you can just click, and then it will automatically generate a winner for your party. And so if you want, you can go live and do that, or you can simply take a screenshot or a picture of who the winner was and go from there. So I will post that for you guys. The things that I have that I'm going to post afterwards are Hannah's tips that she shared, and then the Dash training link for those really awesome objection words to say for people who object to hosting a party, and then the Wheel Decide and the Google survey. Am I missing anything? Just really quickly.
Here. I'll flip the camera around.
Oh yeah, there you go. So Patty's got her Wheel Decide up.
I just kind of tossed it in.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Brandy, you won.
Yay, Brandy won. Fun stuff. That's awesome. All right, so before we wrap up, I just want to give a big wahoo. Who's super excited about the Booking Blitz? Woo! So we're doing that awesome, amazing race, and that goes until noon today. So if you haven't gotten in on that yet, you'll definitely want to help your team take home the virtual trophy. I know I'm really excited. I was posting some tips to try to get my team amped up. Who's gotten some bookings from that? Shout it out. Yes?
Well, mine's from my full service checkout. Sorry.
Awesome. You know what? A booking's a booking in my opinion. Awesome.
Sorry, gotta mute you. Gotta let the animals.
Awesome. All right, so I am going to post the call to action. So all I'm going to ask you guys to do this week is, make sure you reach out to your director and have the conversation with them. Ask them, any questions that you might have about today. Chat with them about what your goals are and your biggest takeaways from this meeting. So what did you find that was helpful? What did you need a little bit more clarity on? Things like that. But talk to them about how many parties you have on your calendar, how many bookings you want to get, how many you have right now, and then recruit leads, like people who you think would be really great at the business. And always remember, your hosts are going to be your #1 recruit leads because they already love Pamper Chat. And then continue to do your 30 contacts a day using determination language and track your results. So just really quickly, the difference between determination and desperation, because I feel like this is important to touch on and I didn't earlier. So making sure that you are booking with determination and making it about your customer. So I love what Hannah said earlier, plant the seed, water the seed, and remember that you have people first, and then they're your recruits or customers or whatever second. And building those authentic relationships and those authentic bonds is what's going to get you your hosts, who may turn into your recruits, or maybe they're just a guest that turn into your new team members. But just making sure that you are offering with intention and offering to help. How can hosting a party maybe help somebody stock their kitchen and things like that. And then also, I don't want to forget this. We have the opportunity event tonight. I think I saw Carrie come on. Is it at 7 or 8:30 tonight, Carrie? Do you know?
8:30 for the first Wednesday of the month and 7 o'clock for the third Wednesday.
Perfect. So 8:30 tonight is our Why Not opportunity event, and that is posted in Cooking Up Success, so you can grab that graphic and that Zoom link. Those are really fun, and they're a great way to invite your host, just a really no pressure way to come and check out the business opportunity, learn a little bit more about it, and get some of their questions answered about what it takes to have a business with Pampered Chef. And then if you have not posted your personal vision board yet, I encourage you to do that. And I guess for our little training this week, I'm going to have you guys watch a really fun video that I watched yesterday about making August your best month yet. And that's just right in Consultants Corner on the Stir. And then I'm also going to have you guys do that Dash training I'm going to find that link and I'm going to post that on how to overcome objections for bookings. And so that is going to be your call to action. I will post that as well in the group, along with those other things that I promised. But yeah, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So any questions before we get all wrapped up?
I do, but we can take it off the recording. It's just like a recipe question, where to find something special.
All right. Anybody else? Any questions before we hit the road this morning? I see some handshakes. Okay, awesome. Well, I hope you guys got something out of this training, and I hope that it motivated you to have a really amazing week. And let's go out there and win the amazing race for our teams, right? Okay, have a wonderful rest of your week, guys, and good luck. I'll see you next week.